Yeah. Well, now it feels like home. Thank you all very much. Let me first thank the chairman and everyone here. Yep. Look, what a shock you're for Trump. I'm going to fall over dead. Now look, every one of those boos, every one of those catcalls, every one of those yells will not keep it, yes, sure, will not solve one problem we face in this country, will not solve, and will not make this country better. Your anger against the truth is reprehensible. When you think about the problems that our country and this world is facing, when you think about that, this type of pettiness is beneath the process of electing a president. Yeah. And as people watch today, if your arguments are so strong, if your arguments are so great, and mine are so bad, then just keep quiet. Let me make my awful arguments, and then you can just reject them out of hand. But the problem is you fear the truth. The problem is you want to shout down any voice that says anything different than what you want to hear. And you can continue to do it, and believe me, it doesn't bother me one bit.
That, my friends, is what you call the Hindenburg reenacted. That's Christie, Taco Bell's favorite customer, literally digging his own political grave deeper and deeper with every sentence he just uttered. We're going to see the latest on the single-digit midget meltdown and precisely why what you just saw there guarantees that the Trump takeover of the Republican Party will succeed in full. You're not going to want to miss this. The utterly reprehensible rhino Christie was in Florida over the weekend, and I guarantee you he wishes he were not. Speaking at the Freedom Summit gathering, Christie was mercilessly booed throughout his lame and pathetic presentation, and as you saw, he ended up lashing out at the audience for what the ultra-leftists over at MSNBC, they cheered him on. This is the utter incoherence of a Christie campaign. How on earth do you think you can plausibly campaign for the Republican presidential nomination when your talking points are literally identical with those of the far left? It's utterly incoherent. And none other than number 45 himself called him out on it.
I mean, I heard they booed Christie off the stage today. Is that true? I really say, what's he doing? Look, you know, we're all in a party. We want to win this race. What's he doing? The guy's, he's at 1.5, okay? And how about Ada Hutchinson? You have Ada, not Asa. Ada! No, you had and I heard he got booed off. Who got more boos? Who got louder boos, Christie or Ada Hutchinson? Christie. No, I heard they virtually booed him off the stage. Because you know what? What's it all about? He's just doing it because I didn't give him a job in the administration. What's he doing? And why would I do a debate when Christie, sir, I'm sorry, he is not a fat pig, okay? This man, he's saying, he is not a fat pig. No, it's true. And you can't use the term fat. You're allowed to use the word pig, but not fat. No, the man just said, he's a fat pig. And I said, no, he's not a fat pig. So now the press can't kill me because all I'm doing is responding. I'm responding. He is not a fat pig.
Hey, gang, if you're outraged and discouraged by the swamp in D.C., then you've got to join me and thousands of other patriots at this year's TexitCon. That's right. From November 9th to 12th, my team and I will be joining thousands of patriots in Waco, Texas, for a week of celebrating faith, family, and freedom in a movement that promises to be an arc for patriots if things go awry for us in 2024. I'll be doing a live meet and greet at this year's conference and hope to see as many Texas Turley talkers as possible. Let's set a new attendance record and show the rhinos and woke demons in D.C. that patriots have had enough. And we're going to preserve a society of faith, family, and freedom one way or another. Click on that link in the description below to get your tickets now, and I'll see you all in Waco. What we have to understand, what we just saw there with Christie, was so much more than just someone committing political suicide up on that stage. This was so much more than just Christie having a meltdown. I mean, it certainly was that. I mean, Christie has been out of office for 5 years. He left office with the lowest approval rating ever of any governor of New Jersey. He was that unpopular. His second term as governor was a political disaster. He tried to win the nomination in 2016, of course, to no avail. He was one of the first to drop out and endorse Trump. But Trump, of course, never rewarded him for it. Trump never gave him a job. So Christie, in turn, became a rabid anti-Trumper and fast became one of the darlings of CNN, for which he continues to audition for a job. I mean, the guy is as petty and pathetic as you can possibly get, as you just saw right there. And frankly, for me, that was painful to watch. That was a guy who literally had no arguments left. His arguments against Trump have all been exhausted. It's beyond tiring or tedious at this point. But make no mistake, what you just heard there was far more than Taco Bell's favorite customer having a meltdown. That was the Republican establishment having a meltdown. That was the Republican establishment throwing up their hands in exasperation, realizing they've lost their party. The party's been taken over and they've been pushed out. Take a look at this. You want to see what winning looks like? This is so boss. This is Trump bringing up to the stage, the very same stage you just saw Christie having a meltdown on. This is Trump bringing to the stage all the Florida lawmakers who flipped on DeSantis and endorsed Trump. This is right after DeSantis spoke. I mean, this is a total power move on the part of Trump. This is rubbing your opponent's nose in it. This is Trump saying loud and clear, I'm the captain now, right? I'm the captain now. I've always been the captain, but now you see your own people rallying around me. I am the undisputed captain of this Republican ship. And the reason Trump keeps getting more and more popular is precisely because of the absurdity that is Christie and the establishment. Christie and the Republican establishment have been, right, the establishment that's been overrun by rhinos and neocons. That Republican establishment has refused to talk about the issues that voters are most concerned about. Illegal immigration, border security, globalism shipping manufacturing jobs overseas, wokeness disparaging our culture and our American uniqueness. And that refusal to address the issues that voters care most about opened up the opportunity for a bootlegger like Trump to come in, right? You know what a bootlegger is, right? You make alcohol illegal, but if people still want to drink, what are they going to do? They're going to turn to the black market. They're going to turn to bootleggers who found a cash cow in supplying what the government refused to make available. That is what we're seeing in politics today. I mean, look at Europe. The amount of so-called third parties, now patriot parties, so-called far-right parties, that have formed in the last 10 years, they've increased 300%. Their representation in their respective parliaments has grown by a proportionate 300% in 10 years. In many respects, Donald Trump was a third-party candidate who won a major party nomination back in 2016. So as much as rhinos like Christie want to whine and complain about the rise of Trumpism in our politics today, in many respects, they only have themselves to blame. In disenfranchising their own voters, rhinos created the social conditions that all but guaranteed the rise of the patriot movement and Trump's takeover of the Republican Party. And the beauty of it all, gang, the more these rhinos lash out like that against the GOP grassroots, the more powerful the patriot movement becomes. So bye-bye, Chris Christie. If the CNN gig doesn't work, there's always Taco Bell. Hey, gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you, too, have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.